ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Good evening, Deacon Ed here for Be Catholic. Once again, bringing you little bits of information that helps us to grow as people, grow as Christians, and grow as Catholics. Well, last week we had talked about the Advent season, in fact all of the seasons of the church year. And so trying to keep within that theme here as we go through Advent now toward Christmas, I thought I would bring up a few tiny things that we see in our modern world today that are thought of as secular ways of celebrating Christmas, but are in fact Catholic ways or Christian ways. And so the first one is, of course, the very famous figure of Santa Claus. Everybody knows who Santa Claus is. You know, the big belly, the red suit, the big white beard, and the ho, 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 right? But he is very loosely based on a real-life saint, Saint Nicholas, who was a bishop of the church in the 300s. And Bishop Nicholas was, his church was in what is modern-day Turkey, so he was Eastern Church, as was at least half of the church at that time. And in fact, he was at the at least the second Council of Nicaea, the second one, not the first one in 325, I don't believe, but the second one. I'll have to check my sources on that. But anyways, through pious legend, it was thought that he would help out poor people by bringing some money to those, and specifically there was one story of a man that was so poor that he was going to have to sell his daughters into slavery, and word got back to the good bishop, and what he did was bring some coins in a small pouch and threw them in the window of the place where these poor people lived, and was able to prevent the daughters from being sold into slavery. And so you can see from there how the legend of Saint Nicholas develops for delivering presents. He came to us in the United States through the Dutch, who then shortened his name a little bit from Nicholas to Klaus, and in Dutch, Sinterklaas was Saint Nicholas, and that's where we get our current derivation of Santa Claus. It comes from a real-life saint. The second thing is, lots of times you see on TV or you'll hear good old Kris Kringle, and that also refers to Santa Claus sometimes. But in fact, it actually comes from the German word Christkinder, which means Christ child. And in that part of Europe, when they first started celebrating the Nativity, it wasn't Santa Claus who brought toys, but it was the Christ child who brought toys to all the boys and girls and everyone else, if they were good and went to church and lived good Catholic lives. So here's just two ways in which our Catholic faith has migrated through the centuries to us, even in the celebration of Christmas. Even in the modern world, people that aren't even Catholic or Christian know who Santa Claus is, and they've heard of Kris Kringle, a real-life saint, and of course, our Savior. This is Deacon Ed for Be Catholic. If you like what you've seen today, or you would like to continue to follow us, we'd appreciate it if you go up to becatholic.life and like us, leave us a comment. Merry Christmas, and God bless.